From Lady Griffin Field on the campus of Dutchtown High School, it's time for 5A District Softball on the Rev Game of the Week. My name is Jeff Portion along with Mike Moeller. We welcome you to today's district softball matchup between the defending 5A state champion Santa Lady Gators and the Dutchtown Lady Griffins. When we return, we'll talk about today's game, followed by the first pitch right here on the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete change-out and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today. Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. Jeff Forsh and Mike Moeller with you from Lady Griffin Field here in Geismar for District 5A softball action between Santa Ma and Dutchtown. You can see right there, Santa Ma 23-1, 7-0 in district, so their long district winning streak remains intact. Dutchtown trying to break that streak. They're 16-10, 3-4 on the season. And as we get started talking about this stuff, Mike, let's start by taking a look at the head coaches.
Yeah, so Amy Petrie is Santa Maria Lady Gators head coach. She's in her 7th year with Santa Maria with a record of 175 wins, 16 losses, and 1 tie. She's 39-0 in district, 15-3 in the playoffs. And prior to coming over to Santa Maria, she spent 10 years at East Ascension and with a record of 284-2. And with Nancy Inchminger starting her 17th year, or she's in her 17th year here at Dutchtown. Quite the resume, or the 10-year here as the Lady Griffins softball coach.
So 2 coaches with a lot of experience here in Ascension Parish. All 3 of the schools on the west side represented by both of these coaches, Coach Petrie and Coach Insminger, and we are going to have an interesting matchup here today, as this is the second game that they play this season, and we covered it 2 weeks ago. You may remember that game over in Santa Maria. That final score was 3-2, and you had Dutchtown that got off to the early lead with the home run by Van Haverbeck, but Santa Maria came back, got a couple of runs in the middle innings, and then the bomb by A.J. Jackson was the game winner.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. This is probably one of the better softball games we've been a part of. I mean, it came down to the wire. I mean, you talk about the walk-off home run by Jackson. I'll fail to mention, that was like a 14-pitch at bat. I mean,
yes.
It was a battle. It ran the count to 3-2, and then Jackson ended up depositing one over the left center field wall to give the Lady Gators that victory.
Yeah, it was a fun one, and it's been a good season for Santa Maria in district play, as they have moved up since the last time we saw them. You may recall they were number 2 in the state in Division I non-select, and now they've moved up to first in the state and first in district as they got the victory over Live Oak. Live Oak's lost a couple of games since that game a couple of weeks ago over at Santa Maria.
Yeah, and then Santa Maria just keeps their undefeated streak alive. I mean, they're well over 70 games in a row that they've won in district play, so they're going to be at the top of the standings as you see them at 7-0. Live Oak right behind them at 5-2. Walker at 4-3, Dutchtown at 3-4. Then East Ascension comes in at 2-5. Denham Springs has yet to win a game this year in district play.
Now, Dutchtown has not had a bad season either. They are ranked 12th in the latest power ratings that I've seen. And since that game that we covered last week between East Ascension and Dutchtown, you may recall East Ascension was in 4th and Dutchtown was in 5th. But Dutchtown went on a 3-game winning streak as they beat Denham Springs, East Ascension, and Walker. But then on Tuesday they played against Live Oak and they lost 15-5. And so they're trying to get back on the winning track here with a game here against the Lady Gators, but it's going to be a difficult one, of course.
Yeah, I think whenever when Dutchtown lost there in Santa Maria, the last game we did between these two, I think they started the district 0-3, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, 3-1 in their last 4 district games. They're definitely turning in the right direction.
Right. They started with that 0-3 record. They lost in their district opener against Walker, and then they lost to Live Oak after that, and then that was the 3rd loss in a row in district. But since then, as you see, they've won 3 out of 4 in district, with the only loss coming to Live Oak, and they're the number 2 team in the state. Santa Maria and Live Oak are kind of flip-flopped in that position all season.
Yeah, I think we talk about the Live Oak Santa Maria, I guess, strength within this district. I mean, we know Live Oak beat Santa Maria last year at one point, middle of the season. So, and then Santa Maria went over and handled Live Oak pretty well, their first matchup this year. So, I mean, anything can happen between those two teams right there, and they're going to battle to try to win this district.
So you see right there the 2 coaches, Amy Petrie and Nancy Insminger, talking things over with the umpires. The umpires were a little late getting to the field, but it looks like we're pretty close to getting ready, as they're going to talk about that, and then we're going to go straight to the public address announcer for the introduction of the rosters and the starting lineups for both sides. But right now, we're probably about a minute or two away from that as all the ground rules and everything are being discussed. And got a couple of the Santa Maria coaches right there. Now you see them clearly as the two coaches getting ready for district play, as this is the second to last week of district play, as next week district play will be over for both of these teams, and we're a couple of weeks away from the postseason. So this season very quickly winding down for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time right now. If you haven't already done so yet, this is the time to start buckling down, trying to make your playoff push. Try to get as many power points as you can going into these last couple of weeks to raise your seed if you can. So this is the time to kind of clean up any bugs that you have out there.
And so we are just about ready for the introduction of the starting lineups from the public address announcer, and so we will turn it over to them right now.
Dutchtown High School, our game today features the Santa Maria Lady Gators and your Dutchtown Lady Griffins. Let me introduce the non-starters for the Lady Gators. Number 4, Amaya Franklin. Number 6, Kinley Mesh. Number 7, Mackenzie Smith. Number 9, Riley Causey. Number 11, Brooke Ravelet. Number 12, Addison Gomez. Number 15, Ashley Jones. Number 18, Olivia Falcon. Number 25, Jenna Henderson. Number 27, Gracie Bursagen. Number 29, Braylee Decato. Number 31, Samantha White. And number 37, Riley Morin. And now for the starting lineup. Leading off, the left fielder, number 13, Mackenzie Elisar. Batting second, the third baseman, number 20, Alex Franklin. Batting third, the pitcher, number 23, Addison Jackson. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 3, Mary Beth Zeller. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 1, Aralee Bean. Number 6, batting 6, the catcher, number 8, Cami Gocher. Batting 7, the shortstop, number 26, Samantha Landesh. Batting 8, as the designated player, number 21, Emily Terrio. Batting 9, the right fielder, number 2, Haley Hyden. And the first baseman for the Lady Gators, number 19, Aubrey Dunn. The Lady Gators are coached by head coach Amy Petrie, assisted by Jay Burnett, Darrell Landry, Mark Mayer, Brooke Elisar, and George Bean. And now, I'd like to introduce the non-starters for your Dutchtown Lady Griffins. Number 3, Ella Ponton. Number 6, Maddie Rishaw. Number 9, Abby Frolich. Number 10, Elise Wagasbeck. Number 11, Asia Weaver. Number 13, Ariel Hayes. Number 17, Molly Burris. Number 18, Ava Gardner. Number 20, Sydney Dunham. Number 21, Rayleigh Diaz. Number 22, Maddie May. Number 24, Lexi Acorn. Number 25, Blake West. Number 26, Lola Garden. And number 27, Deja Stewart. And now for your starting lineup. Leading off, the shortstop, number 4, Harper Dupree. Batting second, the left fielder, number 12, Jenna Blanchard. Batting third, the designated player, number 19, Katie Van Haverbeck. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 7, Alexa Womack. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 16, Brooke Bicknell. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 1, Maddie Keller. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 5, Caroline Mathis. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 15, Riley Bennett. Batting ninth, the second baseman, 29, Anna White. And on the mound for your Lady Griffins tonight is number 14, Maddie West. Head coaches Nancy Ensfield, assisted by Tan Bourgeois and Tony Rico. Your managers are Shelby Turkby and Addie Gentile. Now can you please stand for the playing of our national anthem?
And we are ready for softball. Dutchtown versus Sanoma, as the home team, the Dutchtown Lady Griffins, will be in the field to start this game. And so now we'll turn it over to Mike, and we'll get the batting order for the Sanoma Lady Gators.
Leading off today for the Lady Gators in left field, Mackenzie Elisar. Batting second, the third baseman, Alex Franklin. Hitting third, the pitcher, A.J. Jackson. In the cleanup hole, the second baseman, Mary Beth Zeller. Hitting fifth, center fielder, Arilee Bean. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Cami Gotro. In the seventh hole, the shortstop, Sam Landash. Batting eighth, the DP, Emily Terrio. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Hallie Hydell.
And that lineup will face number 14 pitcher Maddie West for the Dutchtown Lady Griffins, and she has a 2.81 ERA on the season, and she gave this Sanoma Lady Gators lineup fits a couple of weeks ago, as she did a good job against the top three hitters in the Sanoma lineup until that final pitch.
Yeah, she threw the ball excellent. I mean, she changed speeds, mixed up her eye levels and in and out, and I mean, she just kept them off balance. She did an excellent job, gave her team a chance to win. Just came up a little bit short at the end.
And now you have leadoff hitter Mackenzie Elisar, as you'll see Elisar, Franklin, and Jackson, the toughest part of the Sanoma lineup, and they're looking for a bunt and a half swing and a miss for a strike.
Yeah, it looked like Elisar just tried to slap that one right past Bennett there at third.
Everybody playing in. 0-1. And again, that slap swing for a strike, and it's 0-2. So good start for West. 0-2 to the leadoff hitter, Elisar, 487 on the season. Here comes the 0-2 from West, and it's slapped to the shortstop. Throw to first for the out. Dupree to Vicknair for the first out, and let's look at the Dutchtown defense, Mike.
In the from defense today for the Lady Griffins, in the outfield from left to right, Jenna Blanchard, Maddie Keller, and Alexa Womack. On the infield, third base, Riley Bennett, shortstop, Harper Dupree, second base, Anna White, first base, Brooke Vicknair. Doing the catching, Caroline Mathis, and in the circle, Maddie West.
And now one out, and that'll bring up Alex Franklin, hitting .507. And that's really impressive this late into the season. Oh, I think that's off the helmet. And so she'll get first base, hit by pitch.
Yeah, tried to go up and in, maybe tried to move her feet a little bit there. I don't think she obviously didn't want to go that high and tight. Good job, actually, by Franklin. Turn away, dude. That's exactly what you're taught when that ball is up and in that face area. She did the exact thing she was supposed to do.
And now A.J. Jackson, she had the walk-off to win it 2 weeks ago at Santamon. And that's a pitch high and inside, ball one. Runner at first is Alex Franklin. And I want to bring this up. We haven't brought this up yet. The wind is blowing pretty well, and it's blowing out to left field for the most part. So that's going to help any fly ball out to left field, and that's good for the right-handed hitters. And you have one right here that doesn't need any help.
Yeah, it looks like Wes is going to try to work her inside, try to crowd her hands a little bit, and not let her get extended. But I'm thinking about Franklin. I think Franklin, I don't think she may have gotten on base one time that first matchup, but
right.
I mean, you want to keep the bases as empty as possible whenever you're facing Jackson or Franklin, for that matter.
Right, it's 3-0, and she got on base with a walk in the first inning. You may recall the last time there was the walk to LSR, and she took second base. The debate over whether the pitcher was in the circle, and then the next hitter, Franklin, walked right after that. 3-0 and fouled away. So had the green light at 3-0, and with this wind, anything could lift and get out this park here today.
Green light. Probably a little anxious as AJ. Pitch was a little bit up and in. Probably not the pitch he wanted to swing at 3-0, but she wants to put that ball in play.
And that's fouled away. So now the count worked all the way back to 3-2. So West with the two pitches for foul balls by A.J. Jackson. And now I'm starting to have the flashbacks
Right,
again.
I was just about to say that. How many of those did we see last time in that matchup?
And it wasn't just in the seventh inning. It was every at-bat.
Exactly.
She was getting 5 or 6 out to that left field area.
And a little bit easier for us to see because we're behind home plate now, but it makes more sense.
And that's popped up to the third baseman, and Riley Bennett makes the play. And that's a big out right there. West had a good performance against her last time they played, except for the home run, as that was the only hit that she got, and she got her to pop out weakly right there.
She got her to, I mean, that's that pitch inside right there, especially with 2 strikes. Can't let it go because not real sure if it's going to be called a strike or not. So, I mean, just tough to get the barrel to that ball when it's riding in on you like that.
And now Mary Beth Zeller taking the ball on the first pitch. Alex Franklin at first. Zeller hitting .381 on the season, 2 outs. Top of the first. Dutchtown trying to get out of the first inning with no runs. They're playing close on the corners. For a cleanup hitter, she doesn't really have a lot of power statistics. No home runs on the season. One of the few.
You look, she's got 16 RBIs, which is pretty good, but the two hitters in front of her have 55 and 40, so they're obviously doing a little bit of the cleanup.
Yeah.
There's probably not very many people left on base by the time Zeller gets up there.
You're right. It's almost like a second leadoff hitter in that 4 spot. And she works the count to 3-0. And that's a ball. And so a walk, and Alex moves into scoring position at second. Zeller goes to first with 2 outs. So now that'll bring up Aralee Bean, 438 on the season. 1 through 5 is just murderer's row on this Santamon lineup. I brought that up before, but it's so impressive. 1 through 5, you get 487, 507, 492, 381, and 438.
Good luck.
Yeah. That's almost a 50-50 chance of getting a hit right there. Ball inside. So West has been behind in a few of the counts here. She was able to work it back and get Jackson to pop out, but she walked Zeller. And that's a strike right down the middle. 1-1. So LSR grounded to short. Franklin was hit by a pitch. Jackson popped up to third. Zeller walked and moved Franklin to second. And that's where we stand right now with 2 outs in the top of the first. And that's low. 2-1. Cammie Gautreaux is on deck. Don't want to pitch to her with the bases loaded. She has 6 home runs on the season. 2-1. The count. West with the pitch. High. Good job by Mathis getting up there and keeping that from getting to the fence. So now 3-1. He's had a 3-ball count to the last 3 hitters. Walked one of them. Taking all the way, he takes strike 2. So a big pitch right here. And it's low, and now Gotro will come to the plate with the bases loaded. I believe we saw Gotro hit one out against East Ascension earlier in the season. She's the catcher, and like I said, she has 6 home runs on the season, hitting .310. And with this wind blowing out to left at a good pace, first pitch is a strike call. Two outs, top of the first, no score. And that misses for a ball. 1-1.
A little bit down and in there. Looks like Maddie just trying to kind of iron things out right now. Looked really good to the leadoff hitter, Elisar. Just kind of not missing badly, just missing a little bit too much.
That's fouled.
I'm not even sure physically how that is possible, what just happened. That ball was inside and she turned it.
Yeah.
Turned on it and it hit the wall before the dugout.
That's
like I'm thinking angles. I don't even know how that just happened.
Unless you're standing sideways. So now 1-2, and West is a pitch away from getting out of the top of the first with no runs. And it's popped up. Will it stay in play? No. Past the Lady Gator dugout. And the count will remain 1-2. Franklin at third. Zeller at second. Bean at first.
Yeah, big out right here for West if you can. I mean, as good as Sandoval is, you don't want to give them extra opportunities, right?
Correct. And that one is fouled back in our direction. So the count will remain 1-2. And we saw a lot of this. Sandoval is able to make contact with West's pitches that are in the strike zone, but they just foul them away, waiting for that pitch that they want to get.
Battle. You know, you think she's just missing. She's just probably trying to get them to expand the zone just a little bit, maybe to get it off the barrel or off the hands. And if they're not swinging, then they're called balls. So, I mean, do you try to come back more over the plate to where they give them a chance to barrel it, or do you know, it's kind of a cat and mouse game, I guess, with that.
And here's the 2-2. Fouled away again and way ahead of it. Off the batting cage. She was trying to cheat a little bit on the outside corner on the previous pitch. Tried to get her to chase one on the outside the strike zone, but she didn't offer, and the umpire called it a ball. And now we are 2-2. 2 outs. And that's low in the dirt. So the count full again. That's 4 straight hitters with a 3-ball count. 3-2. Sandoval on the verge of scoring a run without a base hit. And they do. That's 3 straight walks, and it's 1-0 Lady Gators. That's going to bring up Sam Landish. She's a .304 hitter, no homers.
going to put the bat on the ball, though. So, you just got to be careful. I mean, you cannot give Santa Maria Lady Gators free passes like this. I mean, you need to make one pitch right here and you can get out of it, but definitely don't want to make a habit of this because at some point they're going to make you pay.
So Gotro is going to be pinch run forward. Courtesy runner is number 37, Riley Moran. And another pitch in the dirt. West has walked 3 and hit 1. Has not given up a hit, though. Now 1-0 to Landish. Ball 2. Just having some control issues right now, and it's cost him a run so far. And there's a strike. Might as well take as long as the pitches are outside the strike zone.
Looked like Landash was taking all the way there. Didn't even flinch at that ball inner half.
Looking at her sleeve. And that misses 3-1.
Must have been a little bit down, but when you're kind of out of the zone, I guess, you're not going to get borderline calls. We've talked about that several times in previous games.
So this is the 5th straight hitter that has worked a 3-ball count. 3-1, 2 outs, bases loaded. Strike 2 called.
Good job by the Lady Gators being patient because some of these pitches aren't missing by much. But they're not, getting. I mean, the intent is to try to make them get themselves out.
Right.
And they're not biting on that yet.
And that's ball 4. 4 in a row. And it's 2-0 Santa Maria.
Now batting number 21, Emily Terrio.
Very interesting inning for Santa Maria. They have scored 2 runs without the luxury of a hit. And A.J. Jackson was one of the outs. That's kind of unusual.
Had 2 outs with a runner on first base.
Yes.
Haven't given up a hit, but yet you're down 2-0.
And Coach Tony Ricca talking it over with Maddie West. So now you have Emma Lee Terrio, who is playing in the designated player spot, hitting .320 on the season. And she's hitting from the left side. First pitch, strike called. Got the outside corner on that left-handed hitter there. It was a little tougher for the right-handed hitters.
Kind of the same area she worked Elisar when Elisar tried to slap that ball past Dupree.
0-1s and outs 0-2. Hallie Heidel on deck. This is the 8th batter for the Lady Gators. In the top of the first, they lead 2-0. And a swing and a miss, and comes back with the strikeout to minimize the damage. And 2-run score on no hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. And so we go to the bottom of the first. 2-0 Santa Maria, and Mike will give you the batting order for the Dutchtown Lady Griffins.
For the Lady Griffins today, leading off the shortstop, Harper Dupree. Hitting second, the left fielder, Jenna Blanchard. Batting third, the DP is going to be Katie Van Haverbeek. Hitting fourth is going to be the right fielder, Alexa Womack. Hitting fifth, the first baseman, Brooke Vicknair. Hitting sixth is the center fielder, Maddie Keller. Hitting seventh, the catcher, Caroline Mathis. Hitting eighth, the third baseman, Riley Bennett. And in the 9-hole, the second baseman, Anna White.
And they're going to pitch, or they're going to face the pitcher, A.J. Jackson. And what what can you say about her that we haven't already said about her? We've seen her for 3 years, and just 3 years of excellence. So she's making her 25th start, and she's 23-1. As Santa Ma's 23-1, and she's got all the decisions for the team this season.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much video game numbers, right? I mean, she comes in with a 1.03 ERA. Only giving up 56 hits in 128 innings, yet she struck out 204 batters in those 120 innings as well, against only 31 walks. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
It really is. And so you're going to see Harper Dupree leading off. So you see Dupree, Blanchard, Van Haverbeck for Dutchtown. And it's kind of interesting, too. It's one thing that I noticed 2 weeks ago in the top of the first, the visitors scored 2. On the Dutchtown side, they took the early 2-0 lead. And Santa Ma scored 2 in the top of the first here. They lead 2-0. So the first pitch to Harper Dupree is a ball. Dupree 420 on the season. And that's a ball inside, so she's ahead 2-0. Pitch, and that's popped up weakly to third, and Franklin makes a catch. And let's look at the Santa Ma defensive starters.
Defensively today for the Lady Gators in the outfield from left to right, McKinley Elisar, Aralee Bean, and Hallie Hydale. On the infield, third base, Alex Franklin. Shortstop, Sam Landash. Second base, Mary Beth Zeller. First base, Aubrey Dunn. Doing the catching is Cammie Gotro, and in the circle, A.J. Jackson.
So A.J. Jackson gets the first out. And now swing and a miss by Blanchard. Kind of interesting there. Dupree popped up to the third baseman, and that was the exact same thing the pitcher did in the top of the first, popped up to the third baseman.
Yep, had a 2-0 count, got a ball up and in, kind of might have jammed herself right there. Thought that ball was going to stay over the plate, kind of ran back in on her hands.
A little bit. And so the count will even 1-1. Nobody on, 1 out. And that's flown to left and caught by Mackenzie Elisar for the second out. And so that brings up 2 outs. And Katie Van Haverbeck will come to the plate. She had a home run in the top of the first game between these two. We'll see what she can do right here with the wind blowing out in her favor right now. She's hitting .371 with 4 homers, 20 RBIs. Takes the ball. So Dupree popped up to third. Blanchard flew out to left. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Santa Ma with the lead. And that's popped up weakly out of play. So the count now even. 1-1, 2 outs. Jackson in the circle, ready to go. And again, popped out of play. So now the count 1-2. So 1 pitch away from ending this first inning with no runs. And here's the pitch outside. Didn't chase it. Good patience by Van Haverbeck. Two outs, 2-2. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout. So 3 up, 3 down for the Dutchtown Lady Griffins in the bottom of the first. And so after one, it's 2-0 Santa Maria. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
We head to the top of the second, and it's 2-0 Santa Maria leads Dutchtown. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller with you. Interesting, you have a 2-0 lead and no hits on either side in the first inning, but still a couple of runs scored.
Yeah, just a little bit rusty there for Maddie West first time out there in that first inning. Looked really good to, the first leadoff batter, Elisar. Threw a couple pitches right what you want to get that leadoff out, then kind of just maybe lost a little concentration or maybe just tried to nibble just a little bit too much. Missed on too many and gave up 2 runs without giving up a hit.
The 4 straight walks and a hit by pitcher were the biggest problems that you had there in that inning. And now you're going to see 9-1-2 to face Maddie West in the top of the second. It's Heidel, Elisar, and Franklin. And so we start with Heidel, the right fielder for the Lady Gators, and they're looking for a bunt, and there it is. Then it's thrown to first. So 5-4, Riley Bennett to Anna White for the first out.
Yeah, great play right there by Riley Bennett, charging the whole way. She's the only one that can make that play. Got to pick up and get rid of it without a bobble just to make sure you can get it out, and that's exactly what she did.
And just a good job by the Dutchtown Lady Griffins defense, as you said. And so 1 out. They got the first out at the top of the first as well, off the leadoff hitter. And now the leadoff hitter for the game, Elisar, is at the plate. Takes the ball.
Everybody in again. The corner's way in against Elisar, just like we saw for her first at-bat.
In the first, she slapped one to shortstop. Dupree made the out, and a swing and a miss.
A little tall. West got her to chase one probably up out of the zone there. You see Dupree and White both in. Not all the way in as much as McNair and Bennett. But they're definitely in as well.
They won't be in for the next 2 hitters. Thought about chasing it, did not.
See, and I like that pitch selection right there by West. You got her to chase one a little bit up out of the zone. Hey, why not try it again, see if she'll chase again. Maybe a little bit higher, not as appetizing as the pitch prior.
I think she thought about it for a moment. 2-1, and there she goes with the offer again and misses. So the count now 2-2 with 1 out. Top of the second, 2-0 Santa Maria. Heidel grounded out to start the inning. And that one's dropped to third and couldn't come up with it cleanly. And Bennett probably with an error right there.
Yeah, E5, and I mean that's exactly what Elisar's trying to do, right? You know, everyone in the building knows she's gonna slap and put that ball in play, and she's just trying to put a little bit of pressure on the defense. Make you have a little bit of hiccup, and that's what she got right there to get herself on first base.
Right. She's the table setter for 2 and 3, and it's set now with 1 out. Franklin with the wind blowing out. But you got to look for Elisar to go here, perhaps 14 bags on the season as well. So Elisar on first, reached on an error. Not going, and a strike call.
Good pitch selection right there. That ball, first pitch she throws really tight up and in on Franklin there, and then she goes ahead and paints that outside corner. Just kind of tough to pull the trigger if you're hitting there. So the count 1-1.
And that one's hit hard down the left field line. Foul. Did get an official at bat first time up. She did score a run. She was hit by a pitch. And that's a ball. Close pitch. Count now 2-2. It's still 2-0. Santa Maria with the lead. 1 out runner on first. And another hot shot. So we count now 2-2. A.J. Jackson on deck. Again, got to be careful with these hitters with the wind blowing out to left. And that's in the dirt. Runner goes and steals that bag easily.
Yeah, great pitch to go on right there for LSR. A little change of pace down low. Tough for Mathis to handle. Not only the speed difference on, is a lot slower on the pitch, but the one that's down there in the turf, a little bit tough for Mathis to handle.
So now runner in scoring position in a 3-2 count. Lots of Santa Maria hitters have had a 3-ball count here today. And that one's flown to right. Should be in play, and it is. Caught by the right fielder. Tag to third and safe. Nice throw by Womack out of right field, but you weren't going to get LSR right there. So for sacrifice fly to right for the second out.
Yeah, good job by West right there. Just continued to battle. Got Franklin to pull a couple of those inside pitches well foul, then goes back out over the plate and gets Franklin to fly out to right field.
Now Jackson at the plate. Popped up to the third baseman. Her first at bat. That's flown to left deep and over the fence for a home run. So A.J. Jackson against West, it's either a home run or an out. And that's a home run right there, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, the ball didn't get in quite enough right there. She can get the barrel to it to keep it fair. Want to try to get that thing just a little bit further inside, but Jackson did not miss that one. That was an actual just a line drive out of here.
Right, on the first pitch. It's usually on the 15th or 16th pitch of their at-bats where Jackson finally makes contact and gets an out or hits it out the park. Took the first pitch and just parked it for 4-0 lead. I'll take it. I believe you. And so it's 4-0. Lady Gators on one hit. Quite a hit, though.
24th homer of the year. 57th RBI picked up.
So now she has more home runs than wins. 24 homers, 23 wins. Count 1-1. And that's low. 2-1. So 2 runs scored descending off the A.J. Jackson home run. Unearned runs after the error. And that's outside. Ball 3 to Mary Beth Zeller, who walked and scored in the first. That's flown to left. It's going to stay in play. Blanchard makes the catch for the third out. And so 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left. And so it's 4-0. Lady Gators lead the Lady Griffins going into the bottom of the second. And we'll turn it over to Mike, and he's going to take a look at some of the seniors on the Santa Maria side here today, as this is our last Santa Maria softball broadcast of the regular season.
Yeah, the regular season. Probably see them again in the playoffs. And you see all the seniors here with Coach Petrie. We got Aubrey Dunn, Arilee Bean, Hallie Hydale, Cami Gotro, Olivia Falcon, Addison Gomez, Addison Jackson, and Jenna Henderson.
And that's a senior class that is trying to take home back-to-back state championships. They were one of the favorites their sophomore year, but they were upset in the quarterfinals that year. But then last year they went and took it all. And this year they're number one in Division I non-select, and obviously one of the favorites to win it all this year.
Yeah, and I mean, if the 4 years combined that all the seniors have played from 20 to 23, their record 92-6 overall. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's with in 2020 with a shortened COVID season that year. I mean, their records were, that year they were 13-0. 21 they were 25-3, and last year 31-2, and they brought home the state championship.
Well, now you're going to see one of the most dangerous hitters, probably the hottest hitter in the Dutchtown lineup, Alexa Womack, now the team leader with 8 home runs. We saw her hit one out last week, and I believe she had 2 more against Walker.
Yeah, missed one against the Lady Gators in their first matchup over there by probably 6 inches or so. She banged that double off the top of the wall.
And she took a healthy hack at that one and just missed it. So you're going to see Womack, Vickner, and Keller for the Lady Griffins, 4, 5, 6. Womack with 8 homers, 22 RBIs, 351 on the year. Takes the ball high. Count now 1-1. It was a 1-2-3 first for Jackson on the mound for the Lady Gators. And there's a strike. 1-2.
Good pitch right there by Jackson.
Absolutely.
Thought that ball might have rode a little bit too far inside the plate, but she kept it on the corner for strike 2.
One, two, and good patience by Womack, not chasing the outside pitch. And
great, great. So, I mean, she ran the pitch before that in on her hands a little bit, took strike, and then tried to go away to break that thing off the plate. No offer by Womack there.
Popped up right behind us, over the press box. Count remains 2-2. So 2 runs in the first off of no hits for the Lady Gators, and then you had 2 runs in the second off the home run by A.J. Jackson, and that makes our score 4-0 right now. And Womack fighting back.
On the count full, great at bat right here by Womack. Nice little battle.
Absolutely. A.J. Jackson has 31 walks on the season, so just over 1 a game. And there's the first one of the game. Ball 4. And so the leadoff hitter gets on base.
Great at bat by Womack right there. Aggressive on the first pitch. She wanted to hit that first pitch. Swung and missed at it. Didn't get like too anxious or antsy and expand that zone. Worked it all the way back to a full count and took ball 4 right there to get that leadoff hitter on first base for the Lady Griffins.
So to get the terminology right, she was trying to ambush first pitch?
Yeah.
All right, I'm learning my new word.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. All right. So Brooke Vickner is coming to the plate. Runner on first. See what she can do. And holds up for a ball. So Womack with the leadoff walk. Vickner at the plate, batting .353, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. Freshman. Strike called. So 1-1, nobody out. Runner on first, bottom of the second. Dutchtown trying to dig out of an early hole. And that's pop foul right to us. That would have hit me in the face. That literally would have hit me in the face. I'm glad that has that plexiglass or the real glasses right there, whatever you want to call it. That literally was right there. I should have been Harry Carey with my net.
Reach out and get that.
And there it is. And that's coming right at me again. What? I'm asking a public address announcer here, why is your daughter trying to injure me? I didn't even send her to ISSP yet.
She just missed that pitch right there.
Absolutely.
Right on it. Foul ball straight back with a little velocity. Just missed it. Let's see if Jackson's going to try to get her to chase something away.
And foul tip stays in the glove of Gotro for the strikeout. So the first out of the inning.
It's a great pitch right there.
Absolutely.
Like really good pitch. I mean, broke that thing just off. It was a strike for so long on that plate. Last minute, you see it break off the end of the plate right there, a little bit too far out for Vic Nair to get the bat on it.
Maddie Keller now at the plate. And not there. They were trying to set up outside, and the umpire was having none of it. Ball one. So Womack stays at first. Maddie Keller at the plate, 381. Leads the team in triples with 2. Not liking that outside corner right there. It's 2-0. It looks like she's hitting her spots, but the umpire's not biting, and neither is the hitter. One out. And there's an inside pitch. Did she pull up on that one a little bit?
Yeah, a little good old-fashioned hard ball right there. That ball was thrown up in the zone. They're tough to get to up there to begin with, but that one had some velo on it.
And now that outside corner looks good for the umpire, and it's 2-2. Like we said at first, you have Womack, not really a base stealing threat, 0 on the season. And another strikeout. So that's the third strikeout for A.J. Jackson, and she answers the walk with back-to-back strikeouts. And that'll bring up the catcher, Caroline Mathis.
As much as we've seen Jackson pitch, we never really see her get rattled or kind of get in her own head or whatever. She'll walk one here and there, or she'll give up a hit here or there, but she never lets it affect her. She goes right back and pounds that zone and never deviates from what she's trying to do.
No, she doesn't, and she just says come and get it, and a lot of times they can't. You have that 103 ERA. And an absurd win-loss record, and 207 strikeouts. And another foul tip for strike 2. So you're in your 25th start, and you have 207 strikeouts. So that's over 9 a game. And you got to think a lot of these games only went 5 innings.
Yeah, for sure, you would think so. Sure. I mean, we saw one 17-1. When we did the baseball game Tuesday. They beat someone, so we know that one may have only gone 3 innings.
And she strikes out 3 right there as you go walking and back-to-back-to-back strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left, And we go to the top of the third, 4-0 Santa Maria. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
We go to the top of the third, and it's 4-0. Lady Gators lead the Lady Griffins 5-5A district softball. And it's a beautiful day for a game, and we're glad to have you with us here today, Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller, as Maddie West goes through her warm-ups. And she is going to face 5-6-7. That is Arely Bean, Cammie Gautreaux, and Sam Landesh. She's only given up 1 hit, but she's had the control issues, and the 1 hit was a 2-run homer.
Yeah, and again, I mean, this number 1 team in the state she's facing here can't give them anything extra, right?
Yep.
Can't give them any freebies.
And by far, Dutchtown has played Santa Maria better than anybody in this district head-to-head. But they just... like you said, just a couple of mistakes here and there, some control issues with the 4 walks in a row, and then one tough pitch to Jackson, and you're behind by 4 runs, just like that.
Yeah, anybody in this lineup can do damage.
Right.
That's why you try to stay away from those freebies if you can.
4 runs on 1 hit. That is a very rare stat, I would think. Arely Bean. Strike called, so she's finding her zone again after some trouble in the first. Bean walked, got as far as third before the third out. 1 foot, almost out the box. Fouled away.
That pitch in tight right there.
Yep.
Not sure how she got the bat on that ball. May have would have hit her if she didn't foul that ball off.
Mm-hmm. Was she the one that was hitting the balls almost right behind her the first at bat? Somebody was. I don't recall.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Everybody's way ahead. Ooh, strike 3. And a nice strikeout there. And so 1 out. West has gotten the first out every inning so far. And she does it in the third again, and Cammie Gautreaux will come to the plate. Gautreaux walked, got to second. So her first at bat officially. And that slow roller to third. Nice pickup and an easy out for Bennett to Vicknair.
Yeah, got in the hands right there. Cammie Gautreaux, she just fought that ball off. And, at first glance, you see that ball coming super slow off the bat right there, and you think you'd have to rush if you're Bennett, but typically, when a hitter gets jammed, they take longer to get out of the box. So as a defender, if you're on the infield, you kind of just know that. You don't have to rush as much as you think you do.
Gautreaux is the catcher, too. So that kind of helped out a little bit as well. And so a ball, 1-0 to Landesh. She also walked. She was part of the 4 straight walks in the top of the first. She was the last of the 4. West looking for her first 1-2-3 inning. Two and 2/3, only giving up the 1 hit. Contact and base hits have not been the problem in her 2 starts. She has done a great job. Just had the 2 bad pitches to Jackson and then the control issues in the first.
They don't even have to be bad pitches to Jackson. She could probably hit any pitch out of the park because if she gets a barrel on it.
And a lot of people might be critical or of the teams that intentionally walk A.J. Jackson no matter what. But it seems like a sound strategy most times.
Yeah, it is. I would think as you get into the playoffs and even deeper into the playoffs, you're going to see it even more and more because, you typically pick that one player, hey, this player will not beat us. But then if you do that, then Alex Franklin or somebody else, I mean, it's you really don't have a break in that lineup.
You really don't. Now, Emily Terrio swings and misses. She was a strikeout victim. So Landash is at first. She has walked twice. 5 walks, a hit batter, and an error by the third baseman. And, of course, the home run. But the count now 1-1. So Santa Moss had lots of base runners. Not reaching base in always the most conventional way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Landash over at first. She doesn't have a bag on the season. Really, outside of Elisar, there really aren't a lot of threats. They don't really run the bases very much, but they don't have to because they can hit out the park anytime.
Yeah, out of the park, and you see a bunch of doubles and triples. There's a lot of balls hit in the gaps, off the walls, and even over the wall.
Right.
You don't want to run yourself out of an inning or a chance to put up a crooked number.
Right. Kind of like LSU baseball. Just hit the ball out the park. You don't need to steal bases. And there's strike 3 for the third out. And so no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left. And so we go to the bottom of the third. 4-0 Santa Moss. And you're not going to see as many seniors in this shot, but you got you had the Santa Moss seniors. Now let's look at the Dutchtown.
Yeah, we had 7 or 8 of the Santa Moss seniors. Only 3 seniors for the Lady Griffins this year. We'll take a look at them right here. Alexa Womack, Molly Burris, and Maddie May.
And Womack is going to be a big loss. She's one of the big leaders on this team, the team leader in homers. And so they've all had great careers here at Dutchtown. But when you look at that, of course, this is a senior-laden Santa Moss team, and this is their last dance. And with the Dutchtown side, they're a young team, and they might be around for a little while.
Yeah, only 3 seniors. Obviously, this means you're going to have a lot of players coming back next year, and with experience, right? I mean, we talk about how year in, year out, both these clubs actually they don't really regroup. They just kind of replenish. There's a lot of young players that are always on the field getting some experience. And some of these girls, I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. It's like they've been here for like 7 years. They've been playing so long. So the experience is huge for both these clubs.
And Dutchtown hasn't had a lot of seniors the last few years, but the seniors they have had are quality. Like we talked about Womack this season. Last year they had Bryn Sanji, who is playing at Nicholls State now. So they've had a lot of good players, but they've got a lot of younger players down the line here. And we're going to see 8, 9, and 1 for Dutchtown. Riley Bennett, Anna White, Harper Dupree. And a strike call. The last 4 outs for A.J. Jackson have been strikeouts. Womack did reach on a walk in between. And there's a swing and a miss. So now it's 0-2.
Such a good angle we have here. I mean, I just love watching Jackson. I mean, she just first pitch inside black, kind of down and in, next pitch up and away, still in the zone, just changing eye levels and angles and speeds. A lot funner to watch it from this angle.
See a lot of strikeouts, that's for sure. And that's number 5, the 5th consecutive out via the strikeout. And so the first out of the inning, and Anna White comes to the plate, the number 9 hitter for Dutchtown. Just a freshman. Talked about Dutchtown being a younger team. She's part of the youth movement. And a strike. One of the higher strikes that we've seen from the home plate umpire. 0-1. Dutchtown still looking for their first hit. Ball outside. In the bottom of the third, we've only had one hit. The home run.
So 1-1. She goes top of the zone for strike 1, then tries to break that ball away for strike 2. Just misses 1-1. Let's see if she tries to go inside and run this pitch in on her hands. Yep.
It's like you know what you're talking about.
Good sequence right there.
You must have played ball somewhere.
See that pitch right there, you don't have to be perfect on the black. When you get them looking away like from the pitch prior, you kind of get them, their eyesight out there. You don't have to be perfect on the black. You're still going to tend to, think away, and they'll end up jamming themselves a lot of those times.
Now she's working a lot here. She's got the count to 2-2 all over the place, but strategically, like you said. And that is over the third baseman's head, but foul. She could straighten that out. That may have dropped for a hit, but she'll get another chance.
As a pitcher, at least you want to, they used to, talk about pitching to the four corners, up and in, up and away, down and in, down and away. And if you can get pitches that are moving in those directions as well, it makes it that much more difficult. And then you start changing speeds, and then that's when you can get through that lineup 2, 3, 4 times.
And she gets another strikeout. So that's 6 straight outs via the strikeout. Now hit the 210 mark on strikeouts on the year. And Harper Dupree, she popped up weekly to third to start the game. And she's going to pop up weekly to short for the third out. But she breaks a strikeout streak. And it's still the third out, though. 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the top of the fourth. And it's 4-0. Santa Maria, you're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Top of the fourth. We're at Dutchtown for the Rev Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche, Mike Moeller with you. 5-5A softball. Santa Maria with the 4-0 lead over Dutchtown, as we're going to get 9-1-2. Heidel, Elisar, and Franklin to start this fourth inning. And Dutchtown trailing right here, but I want to bring this up because this is a big deal that happened with Dutchtown Athletics today. Dutchtown wins a state championship in girls bowling. They defeated Denham Springs in the state finals, and that's the first state championship that Dutchtown's had in over 10 years. So very proud of the girls bowling team taking home the state title this year.
Good. You said they beat them pretty handily, too.
Yes, I believe it was.
I wasn't sure the score, but
it was either 22-5 or 23-4. And so we have number 11 at bat for Heidel, Brooke Rabelais, so pinch hitter. So Rabelais batting for Heidel in the fourth. And also want to mention with the bowling, The East Ascension boys made it to the Final Four, made it to the semis, lost to Brother Martin in the semis, did not make finals, but a very nice season for them as well. Two and 0. And I guess when you're 2-0 and you're consistently out the zone, you're not going to get those calls.
Not going to get the borderline pitches. Nope.
So 3-0. Got that one though. 3-1. So Rabelais, this is only her 8th official at bat. She's 2 for 7, 286. And that is popped foul. So the count works back to 3-2. Had lots of 3-ball counts here today on the Santa Maria side. Maddie West for Dutchtown's thrown a lot of pitches already. And ball 4. So the pinch hitter for Heidel Rabelais gets on first. Now Elisar grounded to short to start the game, reached on an error by the third baseman, stole a base and scored off the home run in the second. So looking for her first hit. And so now you see number 12, I believe. No, number 2, excuse me. Heidel is coming in to run. And third baseman coming in very tight. And a strike called.
I see a little confusion there. Who's going to cover that bag? See Anna White covering late there. The center fielder, Patty Keller, even was coming in just in case Heidel wanted to try to swipe that bag.
And you would expect Elisar to lay one down conventionally here. She still looks like, though, she's going to try that slap again. But if you can get that runner to second and get the potential 5th run in scoring position with Franklin and Jackson coming up, you pretty much done your job, I would think. 1-1. And the ball. So count 2-1. Heidel at first. Pinch running for Rabelais, who hit for Heidel.
Okay.
There you go. So now to count 2-2. This is the first inning out of the 4 that the leadoff runner has reached base for Santa Maria. That's straight to the third baseman and a double clutch throw to first, and it's back in time. So line out to third, and Heidel back safely.
Yeah, that play's going to be bang, bang. If Bennett gets out of her glove immediately and throws over, still going to be bang, bang. Heidel was only a step or 2 off the base. She froze immediately when she saw that line drive and started to head back.
Now Franklin is up to the plate, and immediately I look up at the flags, and they're still blowing out to left.
And she knocked a clipboard out of somebody's hand in this Dutchtown dugout.
Now all of a sudden the wind kind of looks like it died off a little bit. It's been blowing at a healthy clip. Now the flag is just straight down. You can see that out at center field. The Louisiana Dutchtown flag are still flying a bit. Oh, and that's the second time that she's been hit by a pitch.
Trying to come inside there. Don't want her to get her hands extended.
So Heidel goes to second. Franklin is at first. And a little bit of a discussion.
Going to put her on.
Yeah, so you're going to get the intentional walk. And so the bases are loaded.
Probably get run for here. Jackson.
Let's see. They're talking to 15, Ashlyn Jones, and she's going to go in to run. So Ashlyn Jones running at first for Jackson. Franklin is at second. Heidel running for Rabelais is at third. And now Zeller. Infield playing in. In the dirt. So what's Dutchtown looking for right here playing in? That little slap again?
Well, they're trying to cut the runner off at home. They're just not so much a slap. I mean, it's the 4-hole hitter up. She's definitely capable of it.
You got the force, though.
But right here, you're trying to get that force. You're trying to cut that run at home.
Yeah. Because as we said, this is not the conventional cleanup hitter. Not a lot of power. But she does make a lot of contact. She's a 381 hitter. Right back through the hole, past the pitcher. And bobbled by the center fielder, and a second run will score, and it's 6-0. Tough break right there because another inch or two, and Maddie West would have grabbed it and gone home for the out.
Yeah, and that's what you set up. I mean, even if the infield's back right there, they're not making that play. Just a too hard hit of a ball. Get right past West. And, I mean, you mentioned Keller bobbled that ball in center field a little bit. Didn't matter. Franklin scoring on that all day anyway. Keller just kept in front of her, did a good job keeping the runner at second base.
Just inches away.
Inches away, but you have no idea how fast that looks coming back at you.
I know. I understand. I used to pitch in Little League, but not like you have or these girls for sure. Pitched all the way up to Babe Ruth as a fly ball to left, caught. Nobody tagging as the runners were at first and second. So the second out made by Jenna Blanchard.
That's where it comes into play right there. Good job by Keller keeping that ball. I mean, she charged it like she wanted to throw that Franklin out at home plate, but in the end, you just keep it in front, keep that runner at second. If not, if she gets to third base, she scores on that sac fly right there.
Gotcha. That makes total sense. So you have the fly out by Arely Bean. She's 0 for 2 now. And this is Cammie Gautreau. So you have Jones pinch running at second. Zeller, after the 2 RBI base hit, is at first. Santa Maria leads 6-0. And a ball. 2-0. Gautreau walked and grounded to third. Went around, now the runner going to third, and nobody is there, and she's going to go to home plate, and there's going to be a throw cut off. The run will score, and that'll probably be ruled an error, and the run will come home. So you see right there, the infield was in. That's the fly ball. But the third baseman was in. The shortstop didn't get there in time. The catcher threw. Nobody was there. And now you have ball 4. So you may call that an error right there on the third.
Yeah, it's got to be an error. I mean, it's got to be an error. It's got to be an error on the catcher right there. I mean,
absolutely.
It's obvious a play when third base is playing in. Shortstop's supposed to get there. And looked like Mathis got the ball down at third base a little bit too quickly. I mean, good play by Sandomal right there, the fake bunt steal.
Yeah. So that run would be unearned. The other two are earned runs. That's the second error of the game for Dutchtown.
So far it would be unearned. If they give up a couple hits or something here, then it would be earned because she would have scored anyway. You can't assume that she would have gotten thrown out at third base there on that steal.
Good point. So base hit here will make it an earned run. So it's still possible. Sam Landesh at the plate. No official at bats. Walked twice. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1. 3 runs in so far this inning. 2 of them came in on the RBI base hit by Zeller, who's on second. Fouled away. 3rd run came in on the error on the throw on the steal attempt at third base. And Ashlyn Jones came in to score.
Yeah, basically it's a foot race. I mean, when the runner at second starts to go, shortstop's got to pick that up. She's got to beat her to the bag.
And that's popped up in our direction. Hits the top of the roof. Well, the top of the press box. The roof is the top. Be hard to hit the bottom of the roof.
All right.
2-2. 2 outs. 3 in. And that's hit to short and caught by Dupree for the 3rd out. And so Sandomal scores 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. And so it's 7-0. Sandomal with the lead. And now we're going to turn it over to Mike, and we're going to talk about the playoff format.
Yeah, so this year's a little bit different. You're going to have 26 teams in the playoffs. The first 1 through 6 seeds will get first-round byes. The 7 through 26 seeds, their first round, the by-district round, will start on the 17th of April. Then the regionals will be on the 19th of April. On to the quarterfinals, the 22nd. Semifinals will be on the 28th, and the day following will be the finals at Fresh Park in Sulphur.
And that's where Sandomal expects themselves to be, and there's a strong likelihood that they will. Dutchtown hoping to make some noise in the playoffs this season. They look like they're in line for at least one home game, as they're 12 in the power ratings right now. And a loss here, if they did lose, would not hurt them that badly. And you're going to see also most likely East Ascension in the playoffs as well. They're at about 17 or 18 last time I checked. So they look to be comfortably in as well. So that's good for all 3 teams.
Yep. We talked about it. The entire district is strong.
Yes. Earlier 2 weeks ago, all 6 teams were in the top 16. Denham and East Ascension dropped a little bit, but they dropped to like 18, 19, somewhere in that area. So it's still a very solid district. And of course, you got 1 and 2. As it's fouled away by Blanchard. It's Blanchard, Van Haverbeck, and Womack. But right now, you still have 4 of the top 12, with Sandomal leading the way, followed by Live Oak right behind him at 1-2. And then you have Walker at, I believe, still in or near the top 10, and then Dutchtown at about 12. And that's about high. So far, Sandomal has 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, and they picked up 3 more in the fourth. 7 runs on 2 hits. high. 2-1. So there is a strong likelihood that this is not our final softball game of the season, as you're going to get postseason home games from likely a couple of teams. And that's a ball just a bit inside.
A little bit tight right there. Almost hit the knob of that bat right there. That would have been unfortunate.
That would have been really tough.
Love those as a pitcher, but as a hitter, that's got to be aggravating.
Three-one, swing and a miss. Close pitch. On the high outside corner. So now the count is full. Blanchard flew out to left in the first. And I think she got a piece of it, fouled away.
Straight back. A little bit too tough for Gotro to handle that. Good job by Blanchard staying alive.
So the count remains 3-2, nobody out. And there's strike three for strikeout number 7 for A.J. Jackson. That looks similar to the pitch that she offered to with one strike as well.
Yeah, I ran the count 3-1. She was like, I'm not going to walk her. I'm just, my best against your best. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Worked her way right back and ended up with the strikeout for the first out.
Van Heverbeck is 0 for 1. She struck out. She's one of the few softball players in the state with a home run off of A.J. Jackson. .371, 4 homers, 20 RBIs. That's a beautiful pitch right there.
You can control that inside part of the plate, you're going to be dangerous. I mean, if you get the bat on that ball, it's not going to be with any authority. It's just going to be off the handle.
And there's another strike now going inside.
That's a pitch. Does she go back to the well one more time, or is she going to try to break something off the plate here and try to get a chase from Van Heverbeck?
Just that command of the strike zone is so impressive.
Right back in there.
And a swing and a miss for another strikeout. And that is strikeout number 8. And Womack comes to the plate. She walked in the second inning. Seven of the last 8 outs have been strikeouts. Foul away.
Good cut right there by Womack. Again, looking to jump on that first pitch from Jackson. Can't blame her. If I get one close, that first pitch.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into the count with Jackson. She's going to start picking you apart.
You need to get runs now. If you give up any more runs and you're not scoring any, you're flirting with that 10-run rule here. Counts 1-1. So timeout called. And a ball low. 2-1.
Womack, the only base runner thus far for the Lady Griffins.
I was thinking the same thing.
Just kind of went down my list there. Just trying to look for another one. Ooh.
Fouled.
Off the light pole. Back into play.
Andre was worried about the Rev vehicle. I heard a, oh, shoot. I knew immediately what he was thinking. That's why I parked where I parked, down by the football stadium. Only A.J. Jackson can hit my car. And that one's straight up and back.
I don't know. I'd put my money on Womack. She gets a hold of one here. She can.
Absolutely. But
she can get it out of here with the best of them.
I don't doubt that. It's just that I've seen Jackson put about 18 balls in that vicinity so far in the 2 games that we've covered. It's the count, 2-2. 2 outs. And that's on the outside corner, caught looking for the 3rd strikeout of the inning. She strikes out the side, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Going to the 5th, and it's 7-0 Sandoval. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
We go to the top of the 5th, Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller, 5-5 ace softball. Sandoval at Dutchtown, 7-0 Lady Gators. And we're past 6 o'clock now, so the baseball games have begun in District 5-5A, the second game of the 2-game sets. And so Sandoval is over at East Ascension here tonight. We covered that game on Tuesday. Sandoval won that game 5-1. Dutchtown, they're taking on Walker, and they're looking to go 2-0 in district as well as Sandoval. So the 3 teams that won their first game in district were Sandoval, Dutchtown, and Denham Springs with the upset over Live Oak.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad early there, too, right? It was 8-0, I think, early.
They won that one pretty easily.
Live Oak tried to make a comeback, but fell good pitch short. I think the final was maybe 8-3.
And so Aubrey Dunn is at the plate for Emily Terrio. Dunn is the first baseman. And the count now 1-1. It's 8-9-1 in the batting order. Dunn batting for Terrio. It looks like Heidel is going to get it at bat. She's on deck. Rabelais pinch hit for her 1 inning ago. And a strike called. So 2-2. So we expect this to be Dunn, Heidel, and Elisar due up in the 5th. Ooh. And they thought that that went around appeal, and they got it. A strikeout swinging. So the first base umpire says that she went around and Dunn is a strikeout victim.
Yeah, Mathis, I mean, good job right there. There wasn't going to be a called strike 3 for, from the home plate umpire. Mathis points down to check David Sanchez down there umpiring at first base. He calls it a strike for the first out of the inning.
So Hallie Heidel is at the plate. She has 1 at bat. She attempted a bunt down the third baseline and was thrown out at first. She pinch ran for Rabelais, who pinch hit for her. Kind of unusual. 2 balls and no strikes. The count. 1 out in the 5th. No.
Just down. Got a lot of the plate.
3-0. We've seen a lot of 3-ball counts here. Ball 4. So she reaches base for the first time, although she did pinch run.
Now batting number 13, Mackenzie Ellisor.
See Hydale walk right there. Flip that lineup back over.
Yeah, now you come to the tough part. And the runner going, and she steals the base. And Ellisar kind of with a full swing right there.
Yeah, easily kind of obstructed the view right there. Mathis trying to throw that ball down to second base. It gets into center field, but good job by Keller backing that up.
Right. I was wondering if that might be the reason why she did that, to kind of distract the catcher. And that's popped up foul. And Harper Dupree was racing for that ball, nearly came up with it.
Just out of reach of her. Tried to reach as far as she could in the backhand. Left fielder Jenna Blanchard made a run at it as well.
So she stays alive. 1 out, runner on second. Four out of the 5 innings, the leadoff hitter has not reached. And a ball count, or ball called, 1-2. Hydel in scoring position. They lead 7-0. Fouled away. This is an important out to get right here because this is where Sandoval does all their damage, because this is a position where you have Jackson, Franklin and Jackson on deck. This is where a 7-0 game turns into an 11-12-0 game in a lot of instances on the Sandoval side. And chopper to third, and out at third, out at first, throw to third, safe. So it's going to be 5-3 on the sacrifice, or not on sacrifice, on just a ground out. 5-3. Excuse me.
Yeah, good play right there by Bennett. Got to get rid of it in a hurry. I mean, Ellisar's halfway out of the box when she makes contact right there. You know it's going to be bang, bang, but great job by Hallie Hydale taking that extra base. As soon as Bennett releases that ball, she flies. So, and this is the 3rd time Alex Franklin has hit.
Oh, and that's right in that left shoulder area. That's got to hurt. You can tell you can tell that she's kind of sore right now.
Number 23, Addison Jackson.
And do you walk Jackson again and load the bases? You do.
Jackson will intentionally walk. Will bring up number 3.
So Zeller, in this instance, 1 inning ago, she got the 2 RBI base hit. So do we have a pinch runner?
Pinch runner again, yep.
Number 15, Ashlyn Jones. Over at second base, you see Alex Franklin. You can see the great shot right there.
Oh, yeah. Still winching, trying to stretch out that scap.
Yep.
So she wore one in the helmet her first at bat. And the second time she got hit, I think it kind of grazed her shoulder. And then this time, right behind that shoulder blade, I think, almost. Not that any of them don't hurt, but that one probably stings. I mean, you don't have much to absorb that blow right there in that area.
No, you don't. Bases are loaded. It's 7-0. If the base is clear, you get to 10. Ball outside. So this is an important out if you want to extend this game past 5 innings.
Yeah, big out. You have 2 outs. West trying to get these Lady Griffins right back in that dugout.
And a grounder to third, and the third out. Good job by Riley Bennett here today. She did commit 1 error, but she's made some nice plays at third. Good hard throws. And so that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 left. And so we go to the bottom of the 5th, and it's 7-0. And we're going to move on to the power rankings, Mike.
Yeah, let's take a look. We've been talking about how strong the district is right here. You're going to see on this list right here, Sandomal ranked number 1 in the state, and Live Oak number 2. And that's how it kind of looks in the district here too, right?
Absolutely.
Both of them 1 and 2, and then you got Walker coming in at number 11, Dutchtown right behind them at number 12. Denham Springs and East Ascension both dropped just a little bit. Denham coming in at 18th and East Ascension at 20th.
Right. East Ascension dropped a bit lower than I had seen them earlier. That's almost the district 1 through 6. The only difference is that you have a winless team in district with Denham Springs that's at 18, and then 1 spot behind, or 2 spots behind them is East Ascension. East Ascension's already beaten Denham Springs this year, and they have 2 district wins, but they're a little bit lower. They dropped a little bit since that Walker game. Must have been what had happened, because I had seen them at 17 or 18 before that. They're just dropping a little bit, so they need to get some wins here to move back in. And they do get Denham Springs 1 more time, so that might be an opportunity for them to kind of flip-flop. But I believe their other games are Live Oak and Dutchtown. Those are going to be 2 tough ones.
Yeah, and then, I mean, just to point out, the girls, they play their district schedule a little bit different, right? So they'll go 1 time through the district, play each team 1 time, and the boys, they'll play each team twice in that week, like a Tuesday, Thursday. Then they're going to go on to the next team, so that one ace pitcher, if you have it on the baseball side, can't face the team, both times.
Exactly. That ball scared our director, Andre, as it hit the stairs. Made a loud noise on that aluminum. As this is Vic Nair. Wait, that was coming at me probably, wasn't it? Because she's already tried to get me twice. Tell her she missed. She's off her game right now. Vic Nair with 1 strike. It's Vic Nair, Keller, and Mathis. Swing and a miss. And I was going to bring up, but you and I were thinking alike. That's the reason why you have to do that home and home in the on the baseball side, because you don't. It's really not fair, or really not right to, I guess, if you have 1 strong pitcher, save it for the same team twice. But like in softball, you're going to face A.J. Jackson no matter whether you play him now or 6 weeks from now or whenever.
Well, it's different because they can throw every game, right?
Exactly.
And then, I mean, even the playoffs is going to help that on the boys' side as well, because your 1 through 6s, they're going to get the first round bye, and then that second round is going to be a best 2 out of the 3. So there's no more 1-game eliminations where, the higher seed can come in here and throw some pitcher and knock out some of the lower seeded teams.
And she offered that time. The previous pitch, they didn't call it a strike. Looked like she may have offered. That time she might have offered there, and this time they give it to Jackson, and it's a strikeout. So that's 4 straight strikeouts.
10 on the day, right?
I believe so. I'm trying to count, and my head is hurting from counting them all. Swing and a miss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got it. 10 strikeouts and 4 and a third. So that's 10 of the 13 outs. Fouled away. Dupree flew out. Blanchard flew out. Dupree flew out again. All the other outs are on strikeouts.
And the only base runner they had is when Alexa Womack walked in the second.
And the wind, I was thinking the wind was more advantageous. I thought we might see 3 or 4 balls go out the park today, and because the previous time at Santa Ma, the weather was not too favorable, but they hit one out and hit one off the wall. I thought you might see 3 or 4 home runs combined today, and so far we've only seen 1. So far we've only seen 2 hits on the day.
Yeah, I mean the pitchers are they're not giving in. I mean, you kind of, I guess it looks like maybe, hey, they're just trying to pick. Maybe they're trying to be too fine on these corners or whatever. But to me, they're not giving in. They're not going to just say, hey, I'm going to just throw this one down the middle. They're going to continue to try to execute their game plan, work those corners, change speeds up and down, change eye levels.
And Keller has worked a full count. Swung probably at ball 4, though. That's a strikeout. Number 11.
5 in a row going back to the 4th.
Yep. And that's 2 through 6. That's not the tough, that's not the easy part of the lineup.
Right.
That's the heart of your lineup. Now Caroline Mathis, she struck out once. So Jackson just in command today. Like I said, she was a little bit off. Van Heverbeck had the home run against her in the first inning, and then Womack hit one to the wall, and they got some solid hits off of her, but they're getting nothing here today.
Have a few good swings.
They have.
They've put a couple good swings on some pitches, just
right.
Hadn't been able to barrel anything up yet.
I recall Womack's first pitch swing earlier, just missed it. 2-0, and that's fouled off the helmet.
Good swing right there. I mean, got a ball down the middle away. 2-0, exactly what you're looking for, but just misses it.
And this is a little bit odd because Dutchtown has been hitting the cover off the ball the last couple of weeks. They had the 10-run rule against East Ascension. They had the 10-run rule against Walker, and they scored 5 against Live Oak. They've been hitting the ball really well, but they're not connecting today. 2-2.
Another good healthy cut by Mathis right there.
Yep. Just so close.
2-1, trying to do some damage with that pitch.
And that's fouled away. They fought off some good pitches as well. Good crowd on the Santa Ma side. You know they're split between here and East Ascension right now. And a close pitch.
Yeah, always. Santa Ma's got a great following.
And, of course, you can see
for
right
a long
there.
Time.
You can see right there a lot of Santa Ma fans behind home plate. A lot of Dutchtown freshman baseball players I see behind home plate as well. Of course, Dutchtown, this is their home, and they're going to protect that.
Mathis run this count to 3-2, fought off a couple pitches. This is where, so far today, we've seen Jackson win these battles.
Yep.
Let's see if Mathis can kind of change that up here.
She's looking for her 6th strikeout in a row and the 12th of the day. And it's a walk. Ball 4. Mathis reaches first. So Riley Bennett is going to come to the plate. And she struck out. And Mathis is going to run it first. She has 4 stolen bases, but probably not the time to run at this point.
No, down 7, your run really doesn't mean anything.
And fouled away by Bennett. swing and a miss. 0-2. Strike call to Beauty. And so 3 strikeouts for the second inning in a row for A.J. Jackson. No runs on, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 6th, and it's 7-0 Sanoma. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
ETEL is now Rev, and we were built on Louisiana know-how, serving businesses like yours with solutions and local customer service for nearly 100 years. From storm-proofing your internet, phone, and managed services to being there for you 24/7 with local reps who really get to know you. Right now, you can get 1 month free of internet and hosted phone. A simple solution for your business. Call or click today. Rev Business. Powerful solutions, unmatched local service.
It's 7-0 Sanoma going into the top of the 6th inning. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller here at Dutchtown High School at Griffin Park. And it's near the end of 5-5A softball season, but it's opening day for baseball season, and it's the best time of the year right now.
Of course, and then you and I were talking about it, unless you had some kind of other network, we couldn't really find any games on TV today.
I know, it's kind of
crazy.
strange.
Yeah, it's crazy. But there's a bundle of them that are just starting now, so I'm sure you can kind of pick your poison when you get home this evening.
Absolutely. I might even have to stop and catch a couple of them. Might have to stop and get some dinner somewhere where there's multiple TVs.
There you go.
And catch a little bit of action before it's my bedtime, which is like at 7:30 or something like that.
Yeah, you might be late.
Yeah. It's going to be Arely Bean, Cammie Gotro, and Sam Landish for Sanoma. That's 5, 6, 7. And Bean walked, struck out, flew out to left. So she's hitless. Strike call. West, he's only given up 2 hits, but it's more the walks that have done the damage here today, although one of the 2 hits was a 2-run homer. The second hit was a 2-run base hit as well.
Yeah, the Zeller hit right up the middle.
Right. So the hits are timely and well placed.
And obviously that's what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about, like, when we did the Sanoma East Ascension baseball game Tuesday, East Ascension had traffic on the bases every inning, never got that timely hit, only pushed one run across the board. You see Sanoma every time they get some runners on base, somebody's getting a timely hit. Now they've stranded, some base runners this evening, but they've had a couple two out knocks that have picked up some RBIs.
Right. And that's a base hit towards the gap, and it gets all the way to the wall in left center, and it's a stand-up double for Arely Bean, so she gets her first hit of the game. A very solid double to the gap.
Yeah, leadoff double. Line drive right over Harper Dupree's head. That ball gets to the gap, to the wall in a hurry. See Bean round first base and make it to second easily for a leadoff double.
Now Cammie Gotro at the plate. She's walked twice. Grounded to third, and that's fly to left, and that one is fair and out of here. And that's a home run, and it's 9-0.
Yeah, Cammie ambushed. This is that first pitch, got something up and in. I thought that ball might hook fair. He was foul. Looked like he was trying to, but just stayed fair and hooked right over that DMC sign and left for a 2-run homer.
It was close. I had to wait for the call to look out there, but it was fair by about 5 to 10 feet. So it had enough, and it's 9-0. and the Dutchtown infield having some separate conversations as Coach Insminger is discussing things with the home plate umpire. So we may see the end of Maddie West, and so we do. And this is going to be Sydney Dunham coming to the mound. And we'll take a short break. 9-0. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
And we have a pitching change for you here in the top of the sixth as Cammie Gautreaux hits a 2-run homer off of Maddie West, and it's 9-0. This is Sydney Dunham. Not a lot of numbers for her on the season so far, Mike.
Yeah, so I mean, she's got 11 innings pitched so far this year. This will be her 5th game. She does have one start. I mean, she comes in with a 3.71 ERA, which, I mean, that's impressive. Giving up 11 hits and 11 innings pitched. Got 4 punch outs and 2 walks. So she's done well in the limited time that she's seen.
And with nobody out, she's going to face 7, 8, and 9 here with Landesh, and it looks like Dunn is on deck, and a fly ball to center, and Keller may have had to move 2 steps for the first out.
Yeah. Got Light Dunham coming in, filling up the zone. Landash trying to greet her with a line drive up the middle, just carried in the center field. Keller not having to move at all for the first out.
Right, she had her played perfectly. Now Aubrey Dunn, she's 0 for 1. A strike called. Emily Theriot had started in that designated player spot. Dunn is the first baseman. In the 5th, Dunn came in to hit for Theriot, and this is her second at bat. So nothing really changed. It's just all the infielders and outfielders are hitting for themselves.
I was just about to jinx Dunham. First 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 0-2, good location right there, though. I mean, you want to try to get a little chase or something. I want to try to keep it on the plate, let it be a strike a little bit longer.
And so the on-deck hitter is Heidel. She's in the circle. And a throw from Anna White over to Brooke Vicknair for the second out, 4-3. So moving out of the on-deck circle is Hallie Heidel. And she is 0 for 1. Scored a run as a pinch runner when Rabelais hit in her spot. She's walked. And that's over the second baseman's head, Anna White. And a solid base hit.
Good piece of hitting right there by Heidel. I mean, you got to pay attention. You know, Dunham's filling up the zone, right? She's going to throw strikes. Heidel goes in there looking for first pitch to jump on. Gets one about outer third. Barrels it right over Anna White's glove.
And now you,
nice sharp single.
Sorry about that. You get to the top of the lineup now. The dangerous part. And the runner's going, and there's the stolen base. Heidel is a potential 10th run. Of course, you're still flirting with the 10-run rule right here. If Dutchtown can get a third out and keep this game at 9-0, we will go a full 7 innings. And Dutchtown will get their 2 at-bats. And that gets away from the catcher, and Heidel's going to move to third. So a base hit or a wild pitch could get Santa Maria to that coveted 10 spot. Fouled away. This inning started with the double by Bean and the homer by Gotro. And then Dunham came in to replace West. Got 2 quick outs. Heidel got a base hit, and now she's at third. Heidel got there on the stolen base and the wild pitch. And it's 2-2.
3 pitches. She was on first, on second, on third. Base hit, stolen base, wild pitch.
And reaching for that one, foul. And I think she had to step away for a second. Hand might have got sore on that foul ball right there. Close, but no cigar. 3-2.
Pretty good pitch right there. Nice job laying off that for Elisar.
Alex Franklin on deck, followed by Jackson. Fly ball deep and bounces to the wall, and the run will score, and sliding into third with a triple is Elisar, the slap hitter. One hops it to the center field fence.
Flirted with her first home run of the year. I mean, we've seen her slap it, try to get by the infielders all day, and then all of a sudden she just bombs one over this head of center fielder Maddie Keller. That ball hit about 4 or 5 feet, about getting out of here at the longest part of the park.
And now we're probably going to see back-to-back intentional walks, and we do. And so we get back-to-back intentional walks. And Mike, I got to say, Alex Franklin's probably happy right there because she's been hit 3 times by pitches. So she will not endure further injury. Mary Beth Zeller is going to be the 9th Lady Gator to come to the plate. She has been in this situation twice. And she got a 2 RBI single, and she grounded out to third in this bases loaded 2-out situation. Well, the first time it was 1 out. The second time there were 2 outs.
And she picked up her 17th and 18th RBI on that base hit back up the middle a couple innings ago.
So I believe the count is 1-1, yes. There's a strike. Outside corner.
Good pitch. Took a little something off of that one.
Yep.
Good spot.
And there's a bouncer to third, throw to first for the out. Bennett to Vicknair, and so Dutchtown needs a run to extend this game as you have 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left. And so we go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's 10-0 Santa Maria leads Dutchtown. And so here in the bottom of the 6th.
Take a look at the upcoming games we have here on the Rev Game of the Week. Thursday, April 6th, we're going to see Dutchtown at Santa Maria Baseball. We'll go back there. We've been there a couple times already this season. After that, we're on the 15th. That's the double dip we've been talking about. Saturday. First game is going to be at Dutchtown. This is a baseball game also. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. It's going to be East Ascension at Dutchtown. And then 6 o'clock, same matchup, but back over at East Ascension. We're going to see that game.
Looking forward to all those games as we get into 5-5A. in baseball as their district season is just getting underway. And I'm really looking forward to that game on the 15th, but I'm really looking forward to that game on the 6th too, because that is the evening that spring break begins.
I thought maybe just because it was a good matchup last year.
And it's an outstanding matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that's that game we talked about. They had to play a doubleheader here at Dutchtown. And Dutchtown swept the Gators.
Right.
In that matchup last year.
So you know that's going to be intense for the Sandoval side because the weather just didn't cooperate with them, and they didn't get that home game. And so they're ready for that, and I'm sure they'll tell you that's probably the biggest reason why they got swept, because they didn't get the home game.
Yep.
All right, we have now a pinch hitter for Anna White. And that's Ariel Hayes. And then we get to the top of the lineup with Dupree and Blanchard. And that is fouled in our direction. 0-2. Six straight outs or strikeouts. Looking for her 7th. You had a walk in the middle of that.
Count is 0-2, right? Yep.
Yes, it is. Hayes had the game-ending RBI in the East Ascension game. That made it 12-2. It's 1-2. Anna White was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And strike on the inside corner. And so that is strikeout number 13.
Jackson has just owned the inside part of that plate today. I mean, I talk about it all the time. More on the baseball side, you don't see too many pitchers that can actually pitch inside. They get a little wild in there and ball one and hit a few people. And Jackson has just mastered that ball running in, but still catching some of the plate.
And so it's 0-1 to Harper Dupree. Dupree is the only Griffin that has come to bat that has not struck out.
She hit the first pitch both times, I think. Both at bats prior.
She popped up to short, or popped up to third and popped up to short. And that was a high one. But stays alive, fouled it away. Dutchtown has to get a run. If they can make good contact, that wind is still flying out to the left. Sandoval has 2 homers today. There's a ball outside. Jackson and Gotro homered for Sandoval. We've already seen those two hit home runs this season.
I bet that's kind of a look pitch right there. Coming right back inside here, I would think.
High. 2-2.
Ooh.
Hot shot there.
Out in front of that pitch right there. Got it inner third. Got the barrel to it, but just out in front, just a hair.
And fouled again. Just inches away from a hit. Just in front of it. slightly.
That's that pitch that, I mean, it's so good. It's on the inside. That's what I'm talking about. Pitching inside is such a good pitch. You can get to it, but it's so hard to keep fair.
Yeah. Well, she's staying alive.
There's our microphone.
It still works. Ooh, good eye. 3-2. She stared at that pitch and made sure it wasn't called.
That's it. That's a one. If you paint on the outside corner, it's tough to pull the trigger because you're geared on that inside pitch so much.
Count remains full. Dupree getting her cuts. She's come the closest to reaching base on a hit today. That's flown deep left, and it's off the wall and a first hit of the game. And Dupree never struck out so far. And Dutchtown has a chance to get a run and keep this game going.
That ball was stung right there. Well, kept carrying. You see those flags now going straight out to left field. Guy on the other saw her turned around a little bit. Looked like she had a beat on it first, and then she had to turn around and make a leap there at the end.
Yeah, the banking sign hit at the bottom of that. Probably about 10 feet away from a home run. But most importantly, you have the game continuing run on base
Second
and the
base
first hit of
in
the day.
scoring position, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about, Jackson. She just got the no-hitter broken up.
Comes
no
right
panic,
back.
no, you don't see, I mean, she's not distraught or whatever, comes right back, paints that inside corner for a first pitch strike.
Very similar to the East Ascension situation that you had late in the game. East Ascension got a long fly ball base hit double off the right field wall to break up the no-hitter. So Dutchtown needs a second hit or something similar to keep this game alive. And now it's 3-1. She had a 3-1 count.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Come back a few times from 3-1. Worked some full counts, and I think she got some strikeouts.
And there's the second strike, 3-2.
But that's what's so difficult right there. I mean, 3-1, you're looking for a pitch to drive, right? Something middle to a middle away, but Jackson never, gives up. She's going to come right back in there and paint that inside corner. Can't pull the trigger on that.
3-2. And bounced to third and bobbled and not in time. But Dupree has to stay at second, obviously. So let's look at the replay.
Yeah, good job by Blanchard right there, just fighting it off. See Franklin just out in front. Ball didn't quite get to her. She wanted to pick it up a little bit quick there.
Probably have to rule that an error.
Yeah, that's an error. I mean, but still, good strong throw to first base. And not quite in time to get Blanchard.
Now, a little discussion at the mound with one of the assistants. Obviously not Amy Petrie.
Yeah, I think that's pitching coach Darrell Landry.
As you're facing Van Haverbeck. And Van Haverbeck has connected off of Jackson in the past for a home run. You got Van Haverbeck and Womack, the next two hitters. This is Dutchtown's best chance.
Couple shots right here to
Yep.
put a 3 spot up there maybe.
With one out. $10-0. Dutchtown needs a run, minimum. And that's grounded to third, tagged, and the throw, double play. And Alex Franklin says, that's what you get after my error.
Good heads-up play right there. You see Franklin, she's just going to let Dupree kind of run herself into that tag right there and make a good, strong throw to first base to double up Van Haverbeek.
And that's going to end it as the 10-run rule is in effect. And so our final score in 6 is Santa Maria 10, Dutchtown 0. And you see the two teams shaking hands and showing good sportsmanship. And so what we'll do is we'll take a short break and come right back and wrap things up. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
As we wrap things up here at Dutchtown, our final score 10-0. Santa Maria with the win on the Rev Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche and Mike Moeller, and you see the meeting at the circle, and then the final handshakes and everything, and a couple of hugs out there as we are finishing up our final regular season softball game of the week. And so we need to maybe mention one more time the seniors on both sides. And so we'll start with the Santa Maria side.
Yeah, again, they have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the seniors there with Amy Petrie, Aubrey Dunn, Arilee Bean, Hallie Hydale, Cami Gotro, Olivia Falcon, Addison Gomez, Addison Jackson, and Jenna Henderson.
And
on the Dutchtown side,
on
the Dutchtown side, only 3. We saw them a little bit earlier, Alexa Womack, Molly Burris, and Maddie May.
And A.J. Jackson, of course, going to be the star of the game, like most games that she appears in, as she had, I believe, 14 strikeouts and had the home run that started the scoring for. It was a third and fourth runs that she got off of her home run. So she had the win and the home run. So she pretty much stays even on that. And then you have a couple of RBIs by Zeller. You had the home run by Cami Gotro, and just a great all-around performance by the Lady Gators.
Yeah, a little bit different than the game we saw between these two teams earlier. The 2-2, pretty much the whole game until that walk-off home run. There was a lot of defense. I think maybe just a little bit too many chances for the Lady Gators. Too much traffic on the base. It's tough to try to keep them from scoring with, that lineup is so potent, and Maddie West just struggled just a little bit. I mean, she pitched almost a perfect game last time we saw that, but, just struggled a little bit with the strike zone, maybe a little bit too much traffic. Saw Dutchtown make a valiant effort there towards the end to keep their hopes alive, but was erased on that very nice double play by Alex Franklin.
Right. She had a frustrating day. She got hit 3 times, had an error, but she ended it with authority.
Yeah.
Great job by her. And so that's going to wrap things up for our broadcast here tonight. And again, our final score is Sandoval with the win, 10-0. We would like to remind everyone that you can watch our games live streamed on the Rev Sports 1 YouTube channel each week, as well as the replays on TV on Rev Channel 4. Thanks for watching, and a reminder to join us next Thursday at 6 from Gator Park in Santa Maria as the Gators will host Dutchtown in a key 5-5A district matchup. For Mike Moeller, I'm Jeff Porsche. You've been watching the Rev Game of the Week.